I'm Kayleen, and this is my husband Mark, and our rescue greyhound girl Missy. Last year, Mark decked out our Ford Ranger with roof racks, solar panels, fridge freezer, pantry, drawers, and even a shower. So now we can travel totally off-grid. Join us each week as we explore Australia. Mark shares his knowledge of tips and tricks and how to have fun travelling with a greyhound. Subscribe to our channel and join the adventures. It's very cool. There's something taller than you.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Checking out the cars. We're at the Holden Heroes.
Oh, that's the exhibition
That's the
they've currently
exhibition,
got.
Yeah, that's it.
So we're at the Motor Museum in Birdwood.
In Birdwood. And it's just fascinating.
And this is where it was recommended from Mark's mum and everything to come and see. And my dad's a huge Holden fan, so he'll be very impressed that we're seeing a Holden Heroes display. Sunburnt Country. Do you want to have a look in there? Or we'll go around. We're going clockwise. Pedestrian stop. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, here we go. A 1948 Holden. Ah, see, Dad, when you watch this is what your car could be done like.
That's it.
So-
One day, Trevor. One day.
One day. So my dad has his father's old car. I think it's an EH Holden. I think it's in the early 50s. He'll watch this and go, how do you not know? One day he's going to restore it. So over here you can see these pumps are Golden Fleece. So Mark's mum and dad lived in Beaudesert, and his dad owned a Golden Fleece. So, and no wonder she recommended this. So thanks. So this is a Daimler Landaulet. You can just imagine with the old luggage in the back. Very cool. I feel a bit like when we were in the BMW world in Germany. Falcon, good Aussie, inside the GM Holden's Elizabeth factory in 2017. Story? This is the sort of workshop market like. So this machine is showing us what it's like inside the paint shop. I'm trying not to do it with the glare. Now we have the 1979 Holden VB Commodore SL sedan. So this is in our era. These were all the rage. Everybody had a Holden Commodore. I never had one, but you know, any of the boys I dated probably had a Holden Commodore. Did you ever have a Holden Commodore?
I never had a Holden Commodore. It was forward all the way, so sorry.
Oh, hush his mouth. Hush his mouth. Oh, Neil Kingswood. This is like a panel van over here, isn't it? So this one here is a panel van, but it's a little bit more fancier. So
The Shaggin' Wagon.
the Shaggin' Wagon. My father had a panel van and I learned to drive in that, and then I had a little escort vehicle, but we thought, my dad said I probably couldn't have that either because it was a bit of a panel van and that wasn't appropriate for girls to have. But that's a really impressive one.
You know they've done that, projecting up onto those panels to a big.
Yeah.
It's really
they've done this one as if it's like a motor mechanic shed. Established 1919, I think it was, Pratt's Motor Spirit. And then you come through and they've got a whole other exhibition. The Woman Who Does. A lot of work has gone into this place. Fantastic museum.
So they put together a display here where ladies operated a repair workshop offering a chauffeur service 24 hours a day, international tourist service, driving lessons, car hire, petrol, mechanical repairs and so forth. And the displays are all interactive, so you can see here they're indicating what is a spark plug. I know they're not used so much anymore, but spark plugs here, and they've got a magneto and a coil set up, and you can spin the wheel and you can see the spark getting generated. So things are also interactive. It's really fascinating. It's really, really well done.
Gosh, this is a classic. So wait till you see this vehicle and you've got to hunt for the junk on the car. Australian $5 note, red plastic clown, liquid paper, lots of things. Wait for it. Got the family in and woohoo!
Found the Panadol.
The what? Okay. Oh, and the dog. That's a classic looking dog. Oh my gosh. So where's the Panadol? Here. So they've put it on and then sealed it over the top with what would that seal be?
I don't know, some sort of polymer. I don't know.
Polymer? 1965 BWM R62 600cc motorcycle. Wait for it. Mate, imagine cruising on that. Let's go out back on that. I don't know, how much did they bolt on? I don't think you'd get your ass in here.
It's going to be a tough ride.
So we've come along all these motors and come here, and then we've come to a doorway. It says Vehicle Gallery, and we were in for a surprise.
It's a surprise. It's huge. It's huge. They're just packed in.
A room of history. How big would you describe this room, Mark? Even the smell of the room has that old smell.
Yeah, it's got to be 30 metres by 20 metres. Like, it's huge, and the cars are just packed in, and they're all in excellent condition.
Yeah. Like, here we go. You stand down and look at it here. You should stand and give you a height. $1952. 1960, an EH 64, but not the same. It's not the same shape. It's a rounded shape like that. It's very similar to that, but it's an EH. I'm sure it's an EH. So here's some more panel vans like my dad had. He obviously didn't have this on the top, but this was probably more like it. But it had windows down the side, from my memory anyway. But then here we go. This is a cool van.
The 18 used to drive.
Mystic Fantasy. The 18, did you say?
Yeah.
Look at it. I just really love the smell as well. It's this old history smell. And that sounds really weird. And this is your Land Rover. That's your iconic Land Rover. And over here we have an Overland. I'm pretty sure some of our Bell family have an Overland. And you've got your Land Cruiser. This is the 5th generation one. So Mark's family on their property, they had the model before this. Same sort of colour. And what's this one, Mark? Is this another Land Rover? Land Cruiser. It says Classic Land Cruiser Club of Queensland. Oh, it's even... Is it Rudy or Rudy? Definitely approved. Good on you, Rudy or Ruthie. It's got to be Rudy. Rudy or Rooty? I don't know. And we'll probably find out it's probably someone really, really famous. Anybody for a taxi? We get you a stretch. Oh my gosh, it's even got the wheelchair in it. You got headroom. Access cabs. Telecom Australia. The Olympic team sponsor. The world's largest mobile phone. Built by Telecom on a Volkswagen chassis. So, who knows what these are? We know what they are because we grew up. And what were they?
Drive-in. Speakers for the drive-in.
And you would take these off and you would hook it onto the window of your car and you would go to the drive-in. So they've even set up like a mock drive-in. And you can see the speaker is hanging over the door, the window, and then you would be able to hear the movie. That was all the rage. Makes us feel old, but it was really good. Now here's some history for some of you young'uns. These music boxes, they were records, and you pick which number you want, and then it would grab it and bring it out, and it would play over here. Watch the movie Grease. Didn't they have it in Grease?
I don't know. It's like this thing turns on and you're hanging onto the handle. You remember these toasters?
And they flip open,
down.
yes.
You put your toast in there.
Yes, I do remember these.
And
I think
close
Grandma
down.
had
And you'd
one.
open up and flip the toast over and you put it back up again.
At least you get toast the way you want it, hey?
True.
Oh, he's going to love this. This is our child.
Mitsubishi L300 Express, which my folks originally owned one of those. Had it as a company vehicle, so across the side here is Gage Proprietary Limited, which was the company that they had, farm machinery and engineering. Didn't have a bull bar like this though, but for the rest it was exactly the same vehicle. That's what they started going around Australia, and until they decided they enjoyed it that much, then they bought a Toyota Coaster and converted that.
So what did they take with them with this?
A tent and an esky, and that was about it. And they decided that they'd travel around Australia with a tent and esky.
Now we come into some real vintage vehicles. Hillman family, it says up there. A Hornet, so we're going 1935. So what, we've gone 50 years back from where we were. It's
Yes.
1980s?
Yes,
now we're
1980s,
not 50 years from now.
I think that math doesn't work.
She thinks that no. So we were in the 1980s, now we're in the 30s. Well, now the 28. What is it?
Hills Hoist installation truck. The
Oh,
Australian Hills Hoist.
now people don't know what a Hills hoist is, I don't think. There's a lot of people who don't know what a Hills hoist is.
Another Australian invention. A clothes hoist you'd have in your backyard. It just has a single post and then fans out to 4 crossed arms. Steel cable in between them. Very simple design.
You can see it on top of the vehicle.
But as kids, we loved them because we'd all get up there and hang off the bars, and friends would swing you around. So you'd just be swinging around.
Did you have a bit of a struggle though with your height?
And not when I was younger. I didn't grow up I didn't start this tall.
No, but you might have been a tall kid.
Was a little bit shorter when I started.
Because I know is on the floor and then you have the wires in between, you would hang on and you would lift your legs up and so that you can spin around. Did you ever get yelled at?
I got yelled at regularly. And copped a few hidings too.
What was it like? Get off, stop breaking it. And then they'd have like a kink, wasn't it, in
they'd
them?
Bend the arms on them.
Bend the arm. So you just get on another side. But you can see that they've got the Hills hoist ready on top to install. And I'll tell you what, it was one way, if it was windy, the clothes would dry pretty quickly, Mark, because you would just continue to, you could spin it out
around.
there.
That's
and
right.
you'd wind it up higher, and the higher you went, it would spin, and you could then wind it down and lock it in place. So then it was quite low. You'd have to watch. It didn't get in your eye.
Yeah.
And more, bro. We've sort of done a full circle. They start small. And then here's our Australia Post one. And we got our Hondas. You can tell that my bike noises are not very good. And dirt, off-road dirt ones, aren't they? Rally bikes. Oh, this one's a bit low for you, wouldn't it be? Although your long legs out. So I saw this and I was like, this looks like from the Mad Max. And sure enough, it is. Check it out. Look at this. 1980. Chevy. Another Chrysler. I actually like the colour. Right next to an old fire truck. And is that like a bus behind it?
Yeah.
It's one that you can walk up to the top. Cars at work, so it's all working vehicles. South Australia Fire Brigade, 1909, Merryweather restoration. So their first motor fire engine. And then they got bigger. Aha, so this is Tramway's bus. And at the back it's got curved stairs and you could go and sit up on the top. Yeah. This looks like a school bus. During World War II. That is in pristine condition. 1938, during the war, if you went anywhere from Lobethal, you either walked or caught a Gravers bus, stored by the National Motor Museum in recognition of the importance of the bus industry to rural South Australia. Now here's one for you. This is probably the cream of the crop. It's a 2005 Effigy. Winner of the 2007 North America Concept Car of the Year, is possibly Holden's most admired show car, representing both a homage to the classic Holden FJ, the Humpy Holden, and a nod to custom and hot rod designs. The Effigy was an instant hit. Wait for it. This thing is gorgeous. I feel like we've come on a Bond movie. Do you have any words?
I'm kind of speechless. I've never seen a car like it. It's like what you see on the cartoons when we grew up as kids, but it's real. And it's even got TV screens and stuff inside it for a 2005.
Then you've got over this side is a 1970 Tirana. This looks like an old James Bond movie as well. I just love this like pointy area here and just the shape of it. So 1962, the 1 millionth Holden produced is this one here. The 1962 Holden EJ Premier. Now, my grandparents on my mum's side, so my dad's family all had Holdens and so did my mum's family, and this was what I remember my grandparents' car, and it was a pale blue and just gorgeous. And as kids, you know, you'd sit in the back, bench seat along the back of it. This is just like coming back to our childhood. What's this one? This is the 2 millionth Holden. The 4 millionth Holden, which is your Commodore. 1981. Because they were manufactured down here in South Australia. 6th millionth. And look, these Commodores are very, very popular still around Australia. You'll see a lot of those. And this is the 7th million vehicle, the 60th anniversary Commodore dual fuel, 2008. I tell you, wouldn't you like to just take that for a spin? So what have you found?
Last Holden VF Series 2 Commodore, Redline SFV was the last Holden to come off the line in 1917.
No, 2017.
Oh, 2017.
You're going back a little bit. I think it was probably a very sad day for South Australia.
A very sad day for Australia.
Yeah.
Holden to be stopped manufacturing in Australia. It's just a tragedy.
And this is what this whole...
What the whole display is set up for.
So
the Holden Heroes. You know, the Holden Heroes throughout since 1948 through to 2017.
Yeah. So 3 years ago. I mean, I know we're in 2021, but we're only a couple of days in. So this is the whole thing in retrospect.
So we just found a Bugatti, which is the fastest production car ever built in Australia. 1,001 horsepower. There's actually a YouTube video with this going up against a fighter jet down a runway, and the car actually beats the fighter jet on takeoff. 0 to 102.5 seconds.
No way! Look at this thing. Look at that. Sunburn country. Serious off-roading. In the bush. Driving into Darwin. Australian made. This is beautiful. Australian Motors. Look at the trimmings. Kind of says it all, really. Built to a standard, not to a price. The Lincoln 6 advertisement. Australia, 15th of December 1923. Copy in the State Library of New South Wales. So this was what our mail was originally delivered in. Between 1936 and 1963, South Australian Tom Cruise, not Tom Cruise that we know, served as mailman, or Cruise, maybe it's Cruise, Tom Cruise, served as mailman on one of the longest, toughest mail routes in the world, the Birdsville Track. And they've got video footage of him. Here you go, this is how it's spelled. E.G. Cruise. Must be Cruise or Cruise.
The story of Tom Cruise and his Leyland Badger began in 1936. The truck was bought new by pioneering outback mail contractor Harry Dean.
Harry Dean was having so much labour trouble on the Birdsville track, and it was the first diesel that Harry Dean had, and what I will say, I'll tell you about it, and never used to stop, and reliable.
The early Harriers were invented. They needed Harry Dean salvaged the rear axles and transmission of this Rex 40 and fitted them to the Leyland Badger in 1939. This made it a better truck for outback conditions. Four-wheel drive vehicles or more were still available.
Well, National Motor Museum. It's most definitely worth a visit. Take about 3 hours though. It's going to take a while to get through, especially if you're a little bit of a motoring enthusiast. Absolutely fantastic.